I've done quite a bit of filming on abandoned railways. Some structures are easy to find, bridges are generally a good example. Then other features have disappeared. There's a good example. If you look on my previous video on Cheltenham, a lot of them have been built over. Price of land being what it is, I guess that's always going to be the case. There's some structures that you think, well, you can't lose. Like this, for example. But regrettably, it was blown up. And now it's kind of turning hard to find. So let's see what we can see. We're looking for a point of reference then. And there's the reservoir. Now the issue is that the top of the reservoir, or is it the bottom? First point of reference then is the map. There's the reservoir. Now the Gloucester County Council archaeological site suggests that the viaduct is there, but it only gives one reference, it doesn't give it end to end. But if you look very, very closely at these marks on the map here, they do suggest there's a viaduct. There you go, look. Viaduct, which is what's on our map. So where is it? Which end of the reservoir is it? Only one way to find out, I fancy. Not overly helpful, this one, apart from one fact. You just about make it out. There's a road goes down there and goes underneath the arch and leads to the A40. So we're led to believe. As you can see, we're now at the reservoir. This is the lower end. And now we're looking for a road which leads off the A40, which is behind us, and went under one of the arches. Here's the candidate then. A40 ahead of us, and the lane stretches up there. Blimey, it's a trek. A clue. Missing clue. Standing off to the side of the parapet now, you can see that the land drops away, but I think there might be a part of a tunnel here or a deep cutting. And although there was a viaduct here, because the map says there was, I don't think this is our Dowdeswell Viaduct. I think it's a minor partner. That's the other side. Not much to see. Apart from that, looks like a tank, but it's actually a combine harvester. Far too much of this horrible A40 for me on this trip. That's next. If we get across here. Well, this is the next clue. It says up the lane and then on a flat bit. This is looking opposite direction. Where the land has risen, there's an embankment or a soil removal onto the right. I reckon this is the best chance for alignment. Well, have a look down here. This is to the left of where we were. I doubt very much we're going to find anything down here, to be honest. That's where we were, up there, and that has all the appearance of an embankment. And then just when you give up hope, look, there you see them. Railway fence posts. So, proves we're in the right place. Unfortunately, hardly the sight of a viaduct. The search continues. We're now opposite the road to Dowdswell. And I have it on good authority that is the actual road that goes underneath the arch of our viaduct. And if you look very carefully at the photograph we saw before, and look at the road sign, I think that probably says Dowdeswell. So here we are then, we've actually found the site of our viaduct. Now all we've got to do is see if we can find any traces. What we have either side of the road in this spot, there's a huge embankment there on the left, and then nothing on the right. Pretty impressive embankment. That's for structures, walls, foundations. Not a lot. No doubt the road's been widened, so that might account for some of it. A lump of concrete set into the side of the road. Possible. Stuck in the woods at the side of the road into Dowdeswell. Are some clues. And just off to the side here, look. I'm going for that. Being a sleeper. Sign the railway was here somewhere, but then we knew that. The bank has been stabilised with bricks or stones, one or t'other. The fence posts continue down there. We've come out to the top of the embankment, slightly legal, and down the other side, and we see again railway fence posts, which means that they're actually protecting the embankment. Through the smoke that just carries on along there, look. Then on the opposite side of the road is a fenced off area with no apparent use. That could be a footprint, or it could be a corral. A few large stones in here. That one might be a dress stone. Of course, could be foundation. This is the field that lines up with the embankment. So there will be footprints somewhere, but they're certainly not obvious. And if we look here, there's a patch where the grass doesn't grow. That's going to be something, I reckon. Well, there's a concrete structure, fit enough to be a foundation. Right, there's another one. So, viaduct. Yeah. It's a regular spacing here, look. So the foundation is left in place, as we suspected. Railway posts. And they go marching on up there, which delineates the viaduct. Good. Substantial bridge there. Prevents the brook from undermining the viaduct, I guess. Some of the remaining debris has been used in the making of the track. Engineering blue brick and part of a once proud viaduct, still cemented together. Up there, I don't know if you'll make it out, I would suggest that's probably the embankment on the opposite side of the valley that the viaduct crossed. You can see the rabbits here, look, are undermining the embankment and throwing out the ash, which is typical of a railway embankment. Typical infill. Then this will be the top of the embankment with the railway carrying on up there towards Dowdeswell, Swindon and the south coast. There you can see what the railway viaduct was built to span, a deep valley. So if you're ever driving the A40 out of Cheltenham, perhaps you should spare a thought for the many men that toiled on the side of the road here producing a railway. Huge great cuttings, embankments, viaducts. It's absolutely amazing feat of engineering that's just disappearing. And talking about amazing feats, perhaps you'd also like to visit my channel. Click on videos and see the wealth of films there for you. And if not, perhaps you'd just like to subscribe, like or share.